had a few questions this week about the type of training that I'll be doing during this 10-week transformation. You know, what's going to change from off-season? You know, how am I going to change my training to facilitate the weight loss? And one thing I'm going to say is that whatever you do should be specific to what you're trying to achieve. And that's fair. So my diet is specific in trying to change my body composition to reducing the amount of body fat that I have. However, my weight training is specific to hypertrophy. You know, that's what that's the primary goal. So I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that primary goal. Now, it's unlikely that my hypertrophy, my muscle growth, will be that significant, if any at all, during the 10 weeks. Now, so let's get back down to the point at hand. I won't change my weight training. I will do the same weight training. It's going to be, you know, people that are under a false illusion that you're going to go in there, you're going to start mixing up your reps, reducing your rest times. I mean, you're just not going to be training optimally for hypertrophy. You're back to the point at hand. I will be training exactly the damn same. My diet will be responsible for sort of changing my body composition, reducing body fat, and to a certain extent, my activity levels could be increased. Right? If it stagnates, I'll increase my activity levels rather than decrease my calories. But that would mean adding additional. It wouldn't mean suddenly, you know, running around the gym like a madman, possessed, you know, triple drop setting, you know, everyone from the weights to the gym staff to the light fixtures. You know, that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm just going to continue on the same way. I'm going to try and maintain my strength levels. I'm going to try and improve my strength. I'll become more efficient at the lifts, lift more weight, stick more stimulus through the muscles. But I'm not going to do anything fundamentally different just because I'm in a deficit. I think all that will do is just. I think the end result of that, usually with most people that I've observed, is that they end up just lifting less total volume because they lift tiny ass weights. And those weights get lighter and lighter and lighter as they become more exhausted because they don't recover properly, and it's just not the one. Now, that said, if you're time limited and you're trying to shove a whole load of volume into a limited amount of time, then there's a lot to be said about high reps. Lots of sets, but for me specifically, I will be doing, maintaining and training exactly the same because I'm specific to what I'm trying to, my goals are. It's specific to hypertrophy. My diet is specific to change my body composition. So I guess the recurring theme for this is like, just because you're in a deficit, don't change the way in which you train, because your primary goal of muscle growth shouldn't change. And in fact, you know, if you want to maintain and keep your muscle tissue, you want to continue to train in the way in which you've got that. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know, and don't try and be too gimmicky. I mean, common sense always prevails in these things. It's, you know, do the stuff that you know works. Progressive overload, i.e. increase your volume. Do it systematically and programmatically. And do what you fucking enjoy, man. Like I guarantee if you train a certain way, 9 times out of 10, it's because you enjoy training that way. If you're going to enjoy training that way, you're going to adhere to it. The same with diet, you know. Don't cut shit out your diet just because your diet, you're thinking about things in a different way. Continue to eat those things, but eat them in smaller volumes. Because guess what? You adhere to it, and adherence and consistency are the most important. I'm parking like a spaz. Are the most important things when it comes to training and nutrition. So, bit of a ranticus, probably some contradictions in there because I wasn't really concentrating. I'm going to go train my body now. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a bit of thoughts on progressive overload training, consistency, adherence, but how I'll approach this. So,
okay, guys. So I've recorded here a little pre-activation, a few pre-activation drills I do before doing big compound lifts, and as I incorporate big compound lifts in all of my training, be that rows, deadlifts, overhead presses, or indeed lower body with remaining deadlifts or squats, I like to get a bit of my muscle connection with my sort of core stroke abdominal section. This is what I primarily do before like I say, when they're doing those big lifts, which is most sessions. So the goal here really is just not a huge range of motion, nice and controlled, nice and steady, and just flexing down hard on the abs. Also, I'm focusing on my breathing, which you can't really see here, but a lot of pulling the air in and really pushing down into the abdominal cavity. And then I sort of work my way down that abdominal wall. Again, this is just something that I like to do to get that mind-muscle connection, get the blood going. Also loosen up the area around my back, because I'll get a few pops and clicks as I sort of work my way down on the hard floor. But again, this means that I can brace my abdominal correctly, and I can really have a good mind-muscle connection with that section. So again, do this before most compound lifts, and it gets me ready to go. I don't really do quote-unquote abdominal training in a traditional sense, but I certainly do incorporate a lot of abdominal type movements for my pre-activation, which I guess serves two purposes. So what you just saw there is a little twing in the hip flexor, so something wasn't quite right, something wasn't quite tight, and this is a great thing about doing this before a big compound lift, because I'd much rather feel that now than during a, say, 100 kilogram barbell row. And if anyone was wondering, that's synthol in those calves, and that's why they look so huge. Just kidding, that's not a strong point for the G, so I need to keep working on those. So yeah, I'm just flexing out, getting a bit more range, getting my breathing under control, and now the hip flexor seems to be fine. So again, just pulling in the hip into the shoulder girdle, and this allows me to again get a nice bit of control in that lower lumbar area. Great for filling that belly full of air, getting my belly breathing going. And here again, just concentrate on the breathing, and again, nice controlled, deliberate movements.
Brilliant, buddy. Could I get a deluxe? Nice day out there today, mate. Is it going to rain? That's the thing, though. Yeah. And then I'm screwed. That'll do. All right, man. Thank you very much. Alright, party people, about to take you to my favourite restaurant my favourite fast food place in the US as it stands right now. That's the Captain John's TV.